When I was a child, I flew. I know it sounds crazy, but I did.
Someday I'll make something disappear.
I personally had two very different influences. I mean, I had the influence of improvisational theater, which is what I started out in, and the influence of going to these European films and seeing Fellini and seeing Godard, seeing John Schlesinger and Ingmar Bergman. And it was a new kind of cinema. Plus, in America, Cassavetes had done Shadows and was beginning his career. So I think all of us were very influenced by that. And I first did it as a play at the Actors Studio in New York with Karen Black playing the part and my playing the part that Jack played, and Philip Proctor, the same guy who did it in the film, doing it on the stage in 1964.
What did I do that made you angry? I was talking to her.
Karen Black was my girlfriend at the time, so I used stuff about her and her eccentricities.
In the 60s, Henry came over to my apartment in New York City, and I said, well, I can remember how you fly, and actually, it's hard for me to say whether I did or not, because it's so real.
I did fly. I just can't remember how.
And I got friendly with and connected to Tuesday Weld, and I wrote the play about a character who was 1/3 Tuesday, 1/3 Karen, and 1/3 me, I would say.
I've had it a long, long time.
And has your wish come true?
No, not yet. I haven't opened it yet.
I was interested in making films, especially exploring women, the inner lives of women, the unexpressed life of women. I was very influenced by Anais Nin's diaries and by a lot of my readings and by the women in my life who did not seem in any way represented in Hollywood movies. Even if I loved the movies as sort of romantic dreams, you know, it didn't seem to be really about the women. I was very interested in exploring feelings and emotions, the unconscious or the subconscious. So I was trying to make a film that would encompass all of that through the mind and feelings of this young woman that Tuesday Weld played.
Hello, Susie.
Hello.
I figured I was a playwright. That's what I was going to be. But I also had this aching need to make movies from childhood. After the success of Easy Rider, Bert and I developed a very close relationship. And I think I said to him, I want to direct a film of my own. Finally, he came to me and he said, okay, what's it going to be? And I said, that play I wrote at the Actors Studio, A Safe Place. He said, fine, let's start it. And that's what happened.
It's like the confusion of love, you know. Does love hurt, or is it something that makes you feel happy? And I guess it's somewhere right in between, just kind of on a tightrope.
I thought it really examined what I wanted to do on film. I had examined on the stage. You could do it much more, in my mind, much more interestingly on film. You had the kind of things that you can do with cutting, the kinds of things you can do with memory and time and film that is very hard to accomplish on stage. And I had the character that I wanted to explore, which was this amalgamum, as I said, of a lot of women that I had known and parts of myself. And this resistance to growing up, which was very endemic to that period. A lot of us did not want to grow up in the 60s, you know, when I wrote it. And by the time I made it in 1971, I still didn't want to grow up, and I still was like not understanding what that was about and there was a death attraction, a kind of sort of romance of suicide, a lot of aspects of the popular culture, which I was certainly a part of. And in A Safe Place, I really just wanted to tell the truth emotionally up on screen. There was no question for me that what I had to try to do was make films that, in my sense of things, told the emotional truth about life as I perceived it. And I still don't want to grow up. Absolutely, the Peter Pan thing is profound. I still don't want to, and luckily, I haven't had to grow up. That's the kind of amazing thing about this, and I think Anais Nin had a whole lot to do with that. Anais Nin came to one of the screenings, and my office was in the same building where we had the projection room, a screening room, where BBS was. She went home and she wrote a piece called In Favor of the Sensitive Man, dropped it, a review of my film, and dropped it into the mailbox the next day. And I took ads in all the counterculture papers here and in New York and wherever I could. Anais Nin says, a slow trickle of young women who were my ideal audience came and started seeing the film. So She gave me access for the first time to an audience who was interested in exploring what I was trying to explore. And then that audience started to grow, and that's been my audience ever since. I've fortunately added some other people and a certain percentage of men, but it's still 70, 80% women, and mostly women who are interested in examining the lives of women.
You say,
That's interesting.
It's very hard to summarize a film in terms of one scene or one image, but it's something to do with Jax dropping in out of nowhere. Excuse the expression, fucking the girl, fucking the audience, fucking the movie, disrupting in that sense of the word fucking, just shoving his way in and abruptly changing everything and then disappearing. Like the magician does, like the Orson Welles character, who for me is central to the whole thing. I mean, who tries to make animals at the zoo disappear and finally makes himself disappear. It's the magic of our lives, the magic of the impotence of our life, and the moments of excitement that dissolve in our life that we have to sort of hold on to but can't hold on to. It's about past and future and time and the elusiveness of time. That's what it's about.
La mer qu'on voit danser le long